Remember when you were a kid and you bought sports cards? Wasn't that a great time? When you could go into a sports card store or your local retail store and you could buy packs of cards. Cost a couple of bucks. Maybe if you're older like me, you could also get a pack of gum out of those packs. Those wax packs, now where we look back and it's like, man, those wax packs are horrible. But back then, that was the cream of the crop, guys. To be able to have the feeling of that wax paper, to be able to peel back the back of that pack, and you had that piece of gum there, you mount out on some gum while you're rifling through the pack to see what you get, and then hoping to grab that Michael Jordan card, or that Jose Canseco, or that Wayne Gretzky, whatever player you were looking for. And it was simple. You only had a couple of cards to have to go through. You didn't have all the parallels, all the autographs, all the die cuts. I mean, those are great. Those are fun. But man, back in the day when it was so easy, and you only had maybe one or two cards per player. Some of them, you only got one card per player because back in the late 70s, early 80s, even the 90s, they cranked out a lot of cards with almost the entire roster. And it made that whole hunt even better because you're having to open up these packs to get your favorite player. And there was a lot more cards to go through. So depending on the brand of cards, you had to go and keep opening packs. And when I got out of the collecting was when they started getting all the crazy extra stuff in it. Like a piece of a stick or a piece of a jersey. That was crazy back then. I remember pulling out a Ray Bork piece of his blade of a stick. And that was worth $150. Back then, that was late 90s. That was a lot for a sports card. That was your basic card that wasn't like an old gem, like a Mark McGuire rookie card with Team USA. Man, times have changed so much. Now you have so many expensive packs and you have expensive cards. And let's just get back to basics, shall we? Let's just make some basic packs and get crazy with it and have fun like old school nostalgia. Why does it always have to be the high dollar nonsense stuff? Sports cards are supposed to be fun, to hold that piece of cardboard, not to be some big, huge investment that you have down the road. Kids back when I was little, before I was even born, we weren't thinking, I'm going to hold on to this sports card. It might be worth something someday. No, we put them in our bike spokes as we're riding down the road to make it sound like we were cool and badass and have a motorcycle sound. That's what we did with sports cards. Now, you go and you buy them, and you have investors rifling through. They'll buy a couple of boxes at a time in a sports card shop, and they're rifling through, and the stuff that doesn't sell, they either donate it back to the shop, or, they just keep on moving to the next box, and to the next box, and to the next box. And if you guys have been a part of the I Love Loose Figures family for about a year now, you guys know I love hockey. And I've started Vo's Hockey Show. It's a YouTube channel of its own. It's a part of the Josh Wallace Network. You should definitely check it out. New podcast episode is up now. I talk about the Stanley Cup Finals. You got the Florida Panthers versus Edmonton Oilers. I collect hockey cards. Hockey's my favorite sport. Jeremy Roddick's my favorite player of all time. That's who I mostly collect. I also collect Blackhawk cards, Carolina Hurricane cards, and I collect some football and some baseball here and there. But hockey's what I do the most. And here at I Love Loose Figures, we're all about that nostalgia. So if you collect sports cards, check out Card Ladder. It's the best place for you to get the value of your cards if you do the value for your cards. I know I was talking about let's get back to basics, but here we are. Speaking of basics, the NHL Stanley Cup Finals start today, Saturday, June 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out, you guys. It's going to be a slobber knocker. Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. Getting back to making sports cards relevant again. Yeah, I know people collect, and a lot of them do it to resell, and instead of having it over time just for a collection. I collect for that reason only, just to collect. I love having my cards. I put them in, depending on what they are. My Jeremy Roenick's are in shoeboxes and top loaders. My Blackhawks, my Carolina Hurricanes, my Ryan Sandbergs, those are all in a binder. And my Baker Mayfields, Boomer Sooner, are also in top loaders. Don't have enough to get a shoebox yet, but I'm getting there. I'm almost there. And I love going to sports card shops, but there's not any in my area. I think you have to have a major league sports team in your area for those things to thrive. And speaking of that, in Oregon, Beaverton, Oregon, and Bend, Oregon, is Hoodies Collectibles. I love that store. Josh Wallace has taken me there many times at the Beaverton location. Tate and the gang, they know what they're doing. Mad props to them. You should check them out. They have an Instagram. They're also online. You should definitely check them out if you're ever in Beaverton or Bend, Oregon. I love going into that shop. I've gotten a lot of sports cards there. Josh also hooked me up with some hockey cards there. I actually got an autographed puck from there as well. They also have this really cool poster. It's a Nike poster of Jeremy Roenick. It's a very rare. I really want it. That's the one thing I haven't gotten from them yet that's Jeremy Roenick based. But see how I'm excited? It's because sports and sports cards collecting, it makes me happy. It makes me excited. And to be able to just walk into a card shop, look around at all the cool cards in the case, and be able to pick through what I want, to slide through them. I remember also being in Oklahoma City with my buddy Richard, going through the couple of the sports card stores that are still there. It was just cool to go through cards. There's nothing like it. Nothing will be greater than that mountaintop experience going into your favorite sports card shop and going through all the stuff you can buy. So, go support your local card shop. Be thankful and blessed that you have one in your area. I don't have one. I want to make one someday. I love loose figures. That's one of the many goals we have here. I'm looking forward to blessing people in my area. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Comment below your favorite thing that you liked. Let me know what sports card shop is in your area. Like, subscribe, make the world go round. This is Vo. May the Vo be with ya.